the #1 selling sneaker for us. Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Spence. I'm a six-figure shoe reseller. I've been reselling now for 5 years with my wife. And over the last 5 years, we've sold over $1 million worth of shoes on eBay alone. We've also sold on sites like Poshmark, Mercari, and whatnot. But as of today, we only sell on eBay. And today I'm going to talk about our top 5 selling brands that are not named Nike, Adidas, Hoka, or OnCloud. It's going to be none of those brands.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You may have heard of these brands, you may have not have heard of these brands, but maybe on your next sourcing trip, you'll be able to find some of these brands. You'll be on the lookout. Maybe it'll help you. If it does, send me a message on my IG. And I want a picture, I want the price point, and what'd you sell it for? I want to know, because I remember back in the day when I began reselling, it was just so overwhelming, and I looked up to a lot of resellers for advice and some tips. Hopefully today I'll be able to give back and help some of you guys get to where you want to be in your reselling journey. What we sell primarily is pre-owned athletic running shoes. These are everyday shoes that you can find on your sourcing trips at flea markets and thrift stores. And the price point for the shoes I'm going to talk about today are going to be anywhere from like $15 to $20 to $25, in that range. And they all sell for over $50. So there's gonna be plenty of margin if you're able to find these brands in the right condition, at the right price. So with that being said, guys, let's just get right into it. All right, guys, and at number 5, I'm gonna talk about a brand that we sell very good. It has over 100% conversion rate for us in our eBay store. So if you're able to find this brand at a good condition, at a good price, pick it up. Ultra. So these are Ultras. They have a great following. A lot of people love them. They've been around for a couple years now, but I've seen a trend upwards in Ultras recently. And again, this is one of the brands that I feel like might get slept on a little bit in the reselling community here. If you don't know about Ultras, now you know. We generally will sell them, obviously depending on the condition and the model and the year and everything like that. But generally we get about $60 or so for Ultras. Sometimes we'll get more, sometimes we get less, but I'd say general idea is like $60. So if you're able to get these for under $20, it's a great pickup. And we also sell a lot of the older models too, which sell really good, because some people like a specific model that might be back from the day. You know, they're harder to find. So if you're able to provide that shoe to them at a good price, they'll definitely buy it, you know, 50, 60 bucks all day long. So I would say if you're able to get Ultras for under, you know, 20 bucks, it's a great price point. All right, guys, and number 4 for us, and personally one of my favorite brands to sell, is Saucony. Saucony as a company in general is about 3 to 4 times larger than Ultra is. So Saucony obviously is gonna have much higher sales and conversion rates for you guys out there. So when you guys are at the flea market or thrift store or wherever you source and you're looking for a pair of shoes, Saucony, in my opinion, is one of the most slept on brands on eBay. There are a lot of supporters of this brand. We sell a ton of them, like I said. I'll pop up a couple of sold comps that we just had within the past few days. So it's September 8th today. I'll try to find you guys all the Sauconys that we sold yesterday, for example. We sell at least like 3 to 4 or 5 pairs of Sauconys literally every day, and for really good prices, $50 and up. So if you can find, Sauconys for, again, the same price point as the Ultras, around that $15 to $20 range. If they're like a brand new model, and if they're in really good condition, I would even feel pretty comfortable paying, $25, because I've sold many Sauconys, $65 and up. So there's plenty of margin, at $25 and under. Again, depending on the condition, the model number, all that sort of thing. But Saucony is certainly up there with the largest brands, so watch out for Saucony. All right, guys, and number 3 should be no surprise, but maybe if you're new to this, ASICs. So we sell a ton of ASICs. They're a great brand, bread and butter. You can find these literally everywhere and anywhere. And there's so many of these that they're generally not expensive when you're out sourcing, at a thrift store or flea market. A lot of people might pass up on the ASICs, but the last, 4 or 5 years, They've really increased their quality. They've spent a lot in marketing, so they're becoming more and more popular, each year. And with like the brand new releases and stuff, personally, I'm okay with paying $30 a pair. A lot of the new releases retail for way over $100. So if you can get your hands on them for like $30 or $40 even, but if you're able to sell them for like $100, that's plenty of margin. In my opinion, avoid the older models of ASICs, really like from 2019, 2020 and up. Those are the ones I would focus on. And very easily, while you're sourcing, it says the year right on the size tag. So if you see models that are like 2019 and up, fine if they're in good condition. But yeah, I would definitely be on the lookout for ASICs, and great brand. We sell a ton of ASICs, but yeah, ASICs. All right, guys, and coming in at number 2, this brand is owned by the legendary Warren Buffett and his holding company, Berkshire Hathaway, the company Brooks. Brooks has a massive following, and they are a great brand. Brooks is by far one of the highest selling brands on eBay. They probably have one of the highest conversion rates also. Brooks can literally be found at any thrift store across America for like less than $15 in pretty good condition. They really have flooded the market with inventory, so there's a ton of them out there. The value of these shoes in terms of like what you can expect to sell these for isn't as high maybe as some of the other brands I've mentioned, but you can easily sell Brooks all day long in that $50 to $60 price range. So if you can find these for like 15 or 20 bucks, it's a great pickup. Even the older models sell really good still, because a lot of people will have a certain particular model that they really like, and it's hard for them to find that model. So if you're able to provide that model at a good condition, good price, you'll sell it all day long for 50 bucks. So certainly be on the lookout for Brooks. All right, and my personally favorite brand of all time, the number 1 selling sneaker for us, probably over our 5 years on eBay, is New Balance. This company just reported $8 billion in revenue. That marks the 4th consecutive year of 20% year-over-year growth. This company is just blowing up. They've spent $100 million on ad spend the last 12 months. They are really pouring fuel on the fire that is the New Balance trend. People are just flocking to go buy these, especially the most recent models. They've really put in a lot of work in the research and development of this brand. They've really transformed the brand. If you're able to find the USA made versions also, those are worth even more money, but they've really hit the nail on the head in terms of their customer. So yeah, great brand is New Balance. They're really on the up and up. All right, guys, so like I said, I've been selling shoes now for 5 years. I think this is our 4th full year in eBay. We've done over $1 million in total sales. We only sell shoes. We only sell athletic pre-owned shoes. That's our meat right there. We very rarely ever sell like hype, like Yeezys or Jordans or any of that. We try not to sell that type of thing. We try to focus on our niche, which is like the athletic pre-owned running category. I'm a believer in, if you want to be successful on eBay, you got to hone in on a niche. You got to be able to find a product where there's accessibility, availability, and something that you can find excessive amounts at a good price point for you. And we've been able to make that work with shoes. We are able to find, thousands of shoes at an affordable price consistently. And once you hone in on a product, the listing becomes easier, the pictures become easier, the shipping becomes easier, because all the shoes ship the same way. We picture all the shoes the same way, and I can sell all the shoes, off my eBay listings already. It makes everything simplified, and I'm able to crank out way more listings and pictures and shipping than most people can, just because we've simplified our processes. But those are the top 5 selling brands for us. Hopefully you guys are able to find some of those brands while on your next trip sourcing. I hope I was able to help some of you guys look out for some brands that aren't as well known as, you know, the Adidas, the Nikes, Hoka, OnCloud, that sort of thing. So certainly try to find some of those on your next trip. Let me know if you're able to, and if you have any success. Thanks again, guys. I'm Spence. Peace.